are live now.
Okay.
So let's begin, sir.
Yes, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Learning never exhausts the mind. Learning gives you the charge of life, and there is no end to learning. Likewise, in learning, you'll teach, and in teaching, you learn. This was the philosophy behind this 2-week online interdisciplinary faculty refreshment course on blended learning and flipped classroom, organized from March 8th to 22nd, 2021 by GNIOT Institute of Management Studies, Greater Noida, and Teaching Learning Center, Ramanujam College, University of Delhi. This program was indeed a didactic opportunity which culminated in knowledge of various interactive techniques of imparting learning to the students. In this duration, we have not only learned various techniques of blending the online and offline format of teaching, but also various techniques which will help the participants in making their teaching more interactive, offline as well as online, making the assessment process of the pupils lively and involving, and above all, the personal development of the faculties. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I, Dr. Shalini Sharma, member of the organizing committee, associate professor and area chair of communication and development, GNIOT, Institute of Management Studies, Greater Noida, on the behalf of the management, faculties, and staff of GNIOT Institute of Management Studies, GIMS, welcome you all to the valedictory function of this 2-week interdisciplinary faculty refreshment program on blended learning and flipped classrooms. It has always been the endeavor of the management of GNIOT Group of Institutions, our chairman, Mr. Rajesh Gupta, vice chairman, Mr. Gaurav Gupta, and the CEO, Mr. Swadesh Kumar Singh, to put forth the best for the progress of education and the society at large. This faculty refreshment program was also one such initiative wherein GIMS, under the leadership of Dr. Arun Kumar Singh, Director GIMS, in association with Teaching Learning Center Ramanujam College, attempted for the enhancement of teaching and learning process. We are very sure that each of the participants had gained a lot of insights on making their classrooms more interactive and will surely benefit with the ideas of the experts given in the sessions. We are privileged to have with us today Dr. Vishwas Tripathi, Registrar, Gautam Buddha University, as the chief guest of this valedictory session. Dr. T.K. Mishra, Vice Principal, Ramanujam College, and Dr. Arun Kumar Singh, the Director GIMS, who are the patrons of this program, along with the course coordinators, Professor Mayank Kumar Pandey, Head PGP GIMS Greater Noida, and Ms. Niti Mathur, Senior Assistant, Ramanujam College. To begin with, we will be having a presentation on the report of this online workshop, which will be delivered by Ms. Nidhi Mathur, the course coordinator, Senior Assistant, Ramanujam College. She has been the guiding post for all of us all through this period. Ms. Mathur, may I please request you to present the report of this workshop?
Can you hear me now?
You're audible.
Yeah. There has been certain network issues at my front, so please let me know whenever you're not able to hear me. I am just about to share my screen, so kindly let me know. Is my screen visible? Is my screen visible to all?
Yes, ma'am.
So, a very good morning to our respected chief guest for today's valedictory function, Dr. Vishwas Tripathi, Registrar, Gautam Budh University. Our patrons for this 2 week refresher course, Dr. T.K. Mishra, Vice Principal, Ramanujan College, and Dr. Arun Kumar Singh, Director, GIMS, Greater Noida, Uttar Pradesh. I, Nidhi Mathur, on behalf of Ramanujan College, graciously welcome you all to this valedictory function of the 2 week online refresher course on blended learning and flipped classroom that has been jointly organized by Teaching Learning Center, Ramanujan College, in collaboration with GIMS Greater Noida. I take this immense pleasure as well as opportunity to present before you brief proceedings about this 2 week long journey with all the participants. But before I go further, I would like to give you a brief recap or brief highlights about this refresher course. Hope I am audible, Professor Meher. Can you please confirm?
Yes, ma'am. You're very much
You're audible,
audible.
ma'am.
Okay, thanks. So, for this refresher course, in total, we had 405 participants who had registered with us on the portal. There were a total of 15 quizzes and assignments that were given to the participants. We received more than 1,000 feedback responses for each of the lectures that we had posted on the portal. The average number of hours per day that the participants had spent on the portal or the platform was between 4 to 5 hours. The maximum number of views on our video lectures that have also been made live on YouTube are more than 6,000 plus, and the management handled a total of 1,000 plus queries. So this was a brief kind of highlight with respect to this refresher course. Moving ahead, this entire portal was based on the four quadrant approach that was uh, 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 mandated by the Ministry of Education, and we have followed this four quadrant approach very diligently. The four quadrant approach basically means that the first quadrant is all about the e-tutorials, which includes web, video, content, animation, and virtual labs. So all the lectures that we had posted on the portal definitely had videos as well as audio content. The second quadrant talked about the e-content, which includes instructional material, case studies, and text. So before any video starts, there is a basic concept of giving instructional material with respect to that particular topic so that it helps the participants in terms of understanding the video content better. The third quadrant talks about web resources, which talks about reading and related links, glossary, something which the resource person has put at the end of the video lectures, just in case the participant would like to find out some additional material related to the pertinent topic in question. The last but not the least, and which forms the basis and the most important quadrant of these four quadrant approach, is the self-assessment, in which the participants are assessed from time to time on the basis of the knowledge that they have grasped or gained during this refresher course. So self-assessment talks about MCQs, quizzes, assignments. We also had the provision of a discussion forum where the participants posted their queries, which were catered to in real time, uh, uh, as far as their queries with respect to the videos were concerned or discussion within the participants. So this led to peer learning as well. Next, I move on to the themes, basically, which was centralized about this blended learning and flipped classroom. On the basis of these themes, I will be expanding my report. So the first, just a minute. Just a moment, please. My system has hanged. Okay, so moving ahead, the first day, the session on the first day that was posted on the portal was on innovative pedagogical techniques, and that was presented by Dr. Harpreet Bhatia, who is an assistant professor in Keshav Mahavidyalaya, University of Delhi. So her session was on innovative pedagogical techniques, in which she talked about the concept of blended learning, higher order thinking skills, skills and competencies, and various assessment methods. She talked about blended learning, which is nothing but a learning model that combines both traditional as well as non-traditional or online course methodologies. She also talked about the various assessment methods of formative assessment as well as summative assessment. She highlighted that the difference between formative and summative would be evaluating student learning at the end of instructional unit by comparing it against a certain standard or benchmark. So this was all about the first day. The second day's session was on creating video resources, and that was presented by Dr. Nikhil Rajput, who is an assistant professor in Ramanujan College. So basically, creating video resources includes the open source software, which is the open broadcast software as well as the open short video editor. So OBS, which is commonly known as for open broadcast software, is an open source software which can be easily downloaded from the internet without any cost involved, and it can be used freely for recording video lectures. Open short video editor, on the other hand, is used to edit videos. So this was about day two's session. Day three was on developing e-content, which was presented by Ms. Bhavya Ahuja, who is an assistant professor in Ramanujan College. Developing e-content, so basically digital content is something which can be transmitted over a computer network such as the internet. This all is familiar to all, but what is not familiar is the different phases of e-content development, and this was the main priority that was dealt by the resource person in this particular lecture. So she discussed about the various phases of content development, ranging from analysis, design, development, testing, implementation, and evaluation. Along with that, she gave different advantages of developing e-content, which is learning centric. It can be accessed anytime, anywhere. It is highly engaging, interactive, it is knowledgeable, and can be accessed from several resources or created. Moving ahead, day 4 and day 5 sessions were on creating MOOCs. So we thought of combining this lecture into 2 days, since this would require a lot of attention by the participants. Hence, we had splitted it into 2 days. So this was about creating MOOCs. Basically, this was again given by Ms. Bhavya Ahuja, assistant professor of Ramanujan College. Like I told you at the inception of my presentation that the entire development of portal is based on the 4-quadrant approach, Ms. Bhavya Ahuja took this session on how to ensure that the portal is based on this 4-quadrant. So she, in this particular session, she discussed how to create online course through Open edX, how to build the course on the 4-quadrant approach, and how to transact the course. Participants were very satisfied, and we had received very positive feedback, particularly for these sessions that were put live on day 4 as well as day 5. Moving ahead, the content for day 6 was on insert learning, and that was presented by Ms. Sheetal Singh, assistant professor, Ramanujan College. So insert learning is nothing but an interactive learning experience, and it is a toolbar with which teachers can insert questions, discussions, and insights directly into any website. And students can find this very interactive. They can go to this particular website and can respond to any kind of questions and discussions, and also take their own notes. So it saves a lot of teachers as well as students time, and it also keeps the students engaged throughout. Day 7, it was a Sunday, so we had given a day off for the participants to complete all their quizzes and assignments. Day 8, the session was on cognitive engagement in online learning. This was presented by Ms. Ramya Jain, Assistant Professor, Ramanujan College. This was a theoretical session. We found that prior to this, all sessions were hands-on, and this was a theoretical session, which we thought the participants should also learn how to have an engagement as far as online learning is concerned, especially when we are forced to or compelled to take online classes. How to engage your students in case of online teaching. So as far as this topic is concerned, Ms. Ramya Jain talked about cognitive engagement and its extent to which students are willing and able to take on the task at hand. This also includes the amount of effort students are willing to invest in working on the task and how long they persist. If certain indicators as far as understanding cognitive engagement were also discussed, like if the students ask in-depth questions which is beyond the context of what the teacher has taught, is something an indicator, and this is how the teacher can gauge if the student is actually taking interest in online teaching or not. Day 9 session was on Peer Deck. This was taken up by Ms. Bhavya Ahuja. So Peer Deck is a utility tool that creates powerful PowerPoint presentations that can keep the students hooked without any pressures. But because of its specialized utility, students find it extremely engaging to learn from the Peer Deck tool. Certain features of Peer Deck would be creating interactive questions, assessments, interactive interface for audio, and a total control bar with teacher dashboard. Moving ahead. Sorry for the pause. Day 10 and day 11 was on assessment tools that was presented by Ms. Sheetal Singh. Again, this topic was large enough that we thought of combining in 2 different days. So day 10 and day 11 was dedicated for assessment tools, in which 2 assessment tools, particularly Kahoot and Quizzes, were um, uh, taken up by the resource person. So basically, the purpose of assessing whether a person has actually achieved its learning outcome was something that the resource person deliberated upon using a hands-on experience. Whereas quizzes adds codes to the knowledge base, it can be shared across platforms. Kahoot, on the other hand, is a learning based gaming experience in which how to set time limits, add music, and various clues to the games, how to test the quiz, etc., is incorporated with the help of the Kahoot online tool. Day 12 session was on OER and creating Creative Commons license. This was taken up by the expert Dr. Nikhil Rajput. OER, which is Open Educational Resources, is a concept about teaching, learning, and research resources that reside in the public domain, or they have been released under an intellectual property license that permits their free use and repurposing. So basically, Dr. Rajput talked about what all content, and it could be any instructional material, it could be any course material, textbooks, streaming videos, software, anything that a person can post online and that can be made available to the public without having any controversy as far as the copyrights are concerned. Creative Commons licensing is a concept in which a person can use the material, and not only that, the person will also have to attribute to the owner that so and so material has been taken from this person, and a certain type of acknowledgement also has to be given. So all these concepts were taken up by Dr. Nikhil Rajput in the day 12 session. The last session was taken up by Dr. Harpreet Bhatia, and the session was on blended learning, its definitions, challenges, and effectiveness. So this particular topic was an extension of the topic that she had already taken up in the day first session, which was again on blended learning. So this was an extension as well as an expansion which Dr. Harpreet Bhatia thought of elaborating in this particular session. Here in this particular session, she talked about the various models of blended learning, right from station rotation, flex modeling, enriching, virtual, flipped classroom, mastery-based, and self-directed. Day 14 session was, since it was a Sunday, so we had given time off for the participants to complete their quizzes and assignments. Today is the day 15th, which is the last session of the refresher course. So today we have posted a final quiz, and that holds a very important and a major chunk of this entire 4-quadrant approach. So on the basis of this final quiz, as well as all the previous assignments and quizzes, the participants will be judged and they would be given a certificate that they deserve. So this was all about the report. I would not take your much time. I would quickly reflect back on the feedback analysis. So an overall feedback form was prepared, and participants were requested to fill that overall feedback form. A certain section of the feedback analysis I would definitely like to show and discuss with all of you here. So participants were asked about the ratings of the quality of the resource persons. So we received 306 responses, and out of which 69.6% of the participants have given us an excellent rating as far as the quality of the resource persons is concerned. 26.8% have given us a very good feedback. As far as the overall content of the program was concerned, 74.8% of the participants have given us an excellent rating as far as the overall designing of the program was concerned, while 22.9% of the participants have given us a very good rating. As far as the knowledge addition about the topics after attending the program was concerned, 56.5% have given us an excellent rating, 35.9% have given us a very good rating, and 7.2% have given us a good rating. So this is something which is very positive for us. So the participants have expressed that they have gained so much after attending this 2-week refresher course. Lastly, the most important part, we had given them a question as to whether they would like to recommend our faculty development programs which are being conducted at Ramanujan College, and we had asked if they would like to recommend our FDPs to their colleagues and friends, and we have received a whopping 99% rating as far as recommendations of our faculty development programs are concerned. These are a few testimonials which I thought I would definitely like to share with all of you. This has been picked up from the discussion forums, and this is a certain feedback that we have received, and all the sessions were very useful and interesting. It was a very nice presentation. All of the participants have really liked the way we have conducted this refresher course. With this, I thank you all once again for listening to me patiently. And with this, I come to the end of this proceedings of the 2-week long refresher course. I thank you so much for listening to me patiently. Thank you so much. Over to you, Dr. Shalini. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Mathur. And the feedback speaks volumes about the program. We'll also have the separate session for feedback as well. Moving ahead, forward investment in knowledge pays the best interest, and the interest paid by this workshop will be reaped by our learners to imbibe the learnings from our classes, eventually helping the education to grow. Excellence is to do a common thing in an uncommon way. And this is the philosophy of Dr. Arun Kumar Singh, Director GIMS Greater Noida, which not only gives him the fire to excel, but he also motivates with this philosophy. He motivates his team with this philosophy, with the same ideology. Dr. Arun Kumar Singh is a PhD, MBA, and MSW. He is the Regional Director, IACM, a certified train-the-trainer from EDII, Entrepreneurship Development Institute of India, Ahmedabad, accredited management expert, Microsoft certified educator, and a result-oriented management professional with more than 15 plus years of experience, specializing in marketing, retail, and general management. Served at different positions in various academic institutions and corporate of repute. He has published more than 20 research papers in national, international journals of repute and in conference proceedings. Had done marketing and market research projects with HCL Pero, GM Infra, Shriram Pistons Limited, YMCA India, ICICI Asset Management, Nestle India, D-Mall, Reed Infomedia, Times of India, to name a few. His research interests include consumer buying behavior and critical, a people's person, and a dynamic leader. May I now request Dr. Arun Kumar Singh, Director GIMS Greater Noida, and he's the patron of the program as well, to make the concluding remarks for this workshop.
Good morning, all. Chief guest of the day, Dr. Tripathi, Vice Principal, Mr. Dr. T.K. Mishra, Ms. Niti Mathur, Professor Mayank, and all the faculty members. Thanks a lot for the kind words and the introduction being offered by Dr. Shalini Sharma. Now, we all know that last year around the same time, the lockdown was introduced. And this was, in fact, one of the tough time as an academician we all had. At the same point of time, the students also went through a challenging environment where they were supposed to get the learning done through online mode. And I think Ramanujam College was the pioneer to come up with the kind of training program. And I was among the very few who attended the very first training program as Dr. Mishra. In fact, I think that was started somewhere around 27th of April last year, if I'm not wrong. And I must say the way Ramanujam College has evolved in such a short period of time and has come up with the kind of programs which have shaped thousands of teachers across India, and apart from that, students, because directly and indirectly students are getting imparted learning and new skills with that. So people are calling this whole year of 2020 as a pandemic year, but I believe we should accept that this year has been a year of learning. And Ramanujam College has redefined this into a year of transformation altogether. Because what they have done is they have inculcated new kind of programs, they have developed new platforms, and with that, they are training day and day a good number of faculties with new, let's say, so-called methods or the models of new, let's say, learning and teaching. Now, we at GIMS, we are around 20-year-old entity, the GNIT Group of Institution, but GIMS started in the middle of pandemic. So we share the same kind of passion in terms of making a difference to the life of students. And that's how we collaborated with the Ramanujam College to make this change. Now, this particular refresher program, which is the blended learning as a theme, was introduced. Why? Because I strongly believe that future is going to be phygital, where a right mix of online as well as offline classes will be there. And to do that, we need students as well as faculty be empowered in certain fashion. That's why we did this refresher program. And I hope that everybody must have learned and will use these tricks and in fact these skills to improve the experience of students to be a better future for India. Now, once this program is being designed, I must say the content plus intent made this a transformation program, because the kind of topics which are being covered are quite relevant and will definitely offer all the academicians and faculty members across India who have joined this program to impart education in a much better fashion. So with that, I would say we would be doing such kind of more programs with collaboration with Ramanujam College as well as on our own. And it is just a start. So thanks a lot. It's a wonderful opportunity for almost every educator across India to gain these kind of learning and upscaling themselves. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, sir. Indeed, rightly said that the world is going to be digital, and these kinds of programs are going to help us a lot. In fact, the fraternity, the teaching fraternity, a lot in the coming times. Little progress each day adds up to better results. A stern believer in the value education and ethics and values in teaching, Dr. T.K. Mishra, Vice Principal, Ramanujam College, is here with us to further add up on the concluding remarks for the workshop. Dr. Tushar Kant Mishra is currently associated with Department of Commerce, Ramanujam College, University of Delhi. He's an associate professor here. With his 33 years of teaching experience and 5 years as director, Center for Ethics and Values, Ramanujam College, and as organizer of 5 international conferences on ethics, he likes to enlighten and motivate fellow teachers to implement ethical practices in their classrooms. Having published 5 international journals of applied ethics as editor, he is of the opinion that it is primarily the teachers who need to be fully convinced on the merits of efficacies of ethics and values in teaching if we want them to deliver quality teaching. More important for them is to realize that education is different from vocation, and thus with value education, students need to be empowered through the process of enlightenment, and their career building should be done through character building exercises. He's been recently awarded as Teachers Excellence Award in 2016 by Innovation India Education Network. Any such recognition of this kind of effort would bring in gaining the attention of teachers on ethics and values and help in experimenting novel ideas in education. May I now request Dr. T.K. Mishra, Vice Principal, Ramanujam College, and the patron of this program, to further add up on the concluding remarks for this program.
Well, thank you, Dr. Sharma, for those good words introducing me. Well, today's chief guest, Dr. Tripathi, Director Dr. Arun Kumar Singh, Dr. Sharma, Dr. Ruchi, Professor Mayank, Pradeep Verma ji, Nidhi Mathur, and other esteemed colleagues. I, on behalf of Ramanujan College, welcome you all to this valedictory session. I must share with you at the outset that you have wonderfully showcased the flipped teaching learning process, the blended teaching. You talked about blended learning. But blended teaching is the buzzword nowadays because we see that public-private partnership. On the lines of that, it's a brilliant experience of coordinating with some business school, private school, and a public institution. We must carry forward such kind of experiments. Well, we have devised ways and means of blended learning, flipped classroom teaching, etc. But one thing we should be mindful of, that this we have designed on our own, not thinking the stress level of our students, not incorporating their minds. It is as per our vision, as per our convenience, that we have devised our mode of teaching. But our exercise remains unfulfilled until we incorporate the thinking of our students. Well, today's session, the number of participants that I am seeing, the success of any session is largely known by the number of participants in the session. I don't know why very few people are participating in the session. So we have to take care about these things. You know what I would like to insist, that not only blended learning, but blended research also. And in this research, blending of mind, heart, and soul is very important. You know, we are generally focused on IQ, application of mind, intellect, and we are unmindful of the major role that emotional quotient plays. And blending IQ and EQ, we can create EI, emotional intelligence, for the students. Because let me tell you, in this corona time, students are the worst victim. We cannot ignore the amount of stress that they are having in this, tech skill driven digital world. They are victim of loneliness and depression, epidemic of loneliness. Unless we address these things, unless we inculcate soft skills in them, we cannot do justice to our education. And soft skill is just like a software in a computer, so important for the progress and prosperity of, the know-how, the computer technology. That is the role of soft skill. So, the number of suicides, somewhere I read, around 28 young people are committing suicide every day in India. This is the report. And it is not confined to India only. In Japan, they have appointed a loneliness minister. Even in UK, they have appointed such minister. So it is a worldwide phenomenon. How can we be ignorant of all these truths, facts of life? So I would like to say only two things. One, if we want to do good research work, we have to combine mind, body, and soul. That would give us enough strength and impetus for doing good work. What happens that we apply our intellect only, mind only, and we are unmindful of the heart, which should play a role of backseat driver. It should always, in all our decision making, heart should play the role of a backseat driver. Okay? And whatever work we undertake, that must satisfy our soul. That yes, this is something for the society, not for myself, not for getting, some intellect, some reward, some job or something like that, some recognition. No. This is the major reason why we take research as a source of stress. And we take so much of time in doing research. Whereas, what is research? Research is searching again. Because time, every moment, there is a momentous change taking place. Therefore, we need to search again and again. That is research. And in a blended form, okay, you get data from internet, and then you adopt some methodology and reach to some conclusion. You know, in our School of Happiness, we are trying to do some research on the role of forgiveness in happiness. You know, not a big deal. We have to talk to several students. They are available in the college or in the university, but how far this element of forgiveness can bring happiness in your life. Okay? Same thing, role of gratitude. Another thing that, when we choose topic of research, there are certain things which are, transitory, meeting the requirements of, the time. That is, if you do some research on corona, okay, corona, you are trying to solve the problem of corona. But there are certain things which can go for time immemorial, universally true. And it will be true as much in United States as in India. There are certain concepts that never becomes obsolete and universally applicable, acceptable by all. We need to identify those areas which will go with the humanity. And let me tell you, no matter how much AI is successful, no matter AI works faster than the human brain, but there is no replacement, no substitute to happiness, human touch. Human touch is so important. Cannot, and the best part with the human brain is that it evolves, it develops out of past learning, which AI doesn't, it cannot. It grows further and further with the past experience. So human brain, which is still controlling, artificial intelligence, should try to see that the tech skill does not erode soft skill. Okay. Though I was surprised in an international webinar, I was listening, and someone was saying, expert, Indian only, in the United States. She said that we are trying to incorporate, soft skills also in robots. If soft skill means patient listening, okay, we'll incorporate that feature also, not now, but in the days to come. Okay? It will have a lot of patience. And even now, this is largely there. In Finland, somebody told me that a robot teacher can teach 26 languages at the same time. And the best part with a robot teacher is that it doesn't get irritated when you ask the same question again and again. Okay. 100 times you ask, it will answer. Unlike a human teacher, the human teacher will get irritated, might lose temper, but robot teacher doesn't lose that. But the problem with the robot teacher is that when the classroom is indisciplined, goes chaotic, the students start fighting with each other, then it doesn't have the capacity to control the classroom. So there are merits and demerits of both. But what I say, two things, I will end up by saying that. One is excellent experiment of collaborative effort. I would say blended teaching instead of blended learning. Blended teaching is also important. Okay? That might create interest among the learners. And number two, we should also do some research in the areas of soft skill, and that is emotional intelligence. That will largely solve the problem of stress of our young minds. Thank you very much. I'm very delighted to have you all here, and I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Well taken, the points that you've discussed. In fact, amalgamating the IQ and EQ and making education more emotionally intelligent. It's a blend of IQ and EQ now, which we should be looking forward to, not neither IQ separately nor EQ separately. And of course, making research stress-free by combining our mind, body, and soul while researching. Thank you so much for the your wonderful words, your enlightening words. We move ahead, and rightly we can say education is just not just the filling of pail, but lightning of fire. We are privileged to have among us the educationist, the visionary, and an outstanding researcher, Dr. Vishwas Tripathi. He's a registrar of GBU as our chief guest. Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your valuable time, for giving us your valuable time. Dr. Vishwas Tripathi is currently working as registrar at Gautam Buddha University, Greater Noida. He is a microbiologist. He has worked as senior research fellow at AIIMS, New Delhi. Dr. Tripathi has been awarded Outstanding Researcher Award in Clinical Research by Indian Association of Clinical Medicine in 2019. His interview on public health related issues on various news channels has more than 1 crore viewers on YouTube and other online platforms. He has recently received Global Research Foundation Award for his research work on COVID-19. The exemplary scholar and an educationist, the researcher, Dr. Vishwas Tripathi. May I please request you, sir, to share your thoughts and enlighten the gathering with your few words of wisdom.
Am I audible?
Sir, you're audible, sir.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Dr. Sharma, for your kind introduction. Director James, Dr. A.K. Singh ji, Vice Principal, Ramanujan College, Professor Mishra, Professor Mayank Pandey, the entire organizing team of GNIOT and Ramanujan College, Delhi University, and all the participants. It's indeed a pleasure for me to be part of this valedictory session, which has been organized under the aegis of Madan Mohan Malviya mission, national mission on teachers and teaching. As I have been told by Professor Mayank, it was a 2-week online interdisciplinary course on blended teaching and flipped classroom. And as Dr. Salni was showing the various data, feedbacks, how the whole refresher course went on, all I can say that it seems that both the institute's organizing team had put their heart and soul to make it a grand success. So my heartfelt congratulations to all of you. Blended learning and flipped classroom. Of course, now the whole world, especially the education system, Dr. Mishra emphasized on several aspects of research, especially the psychological domain of research. So the whole world is becoming tech-oriented. Now the whole education system has been transferred in the light of the current developments in the field of technology. And blended teaching blended learning and flipped classroom is the need of the hour. It's very significant and relevant. And that too, having realized the pathetic condition of the COVID-19 for past 1 year. As we all are well aware that somewhere at this time only last year, somewhere in the April, though it started from the December and only in the China. But this COVID-19 pandemic has shattered the whole world, not only medically, educationally, economically, and above all, psychologically. The kind of havoc it has created in everybody's mind. Nobody has ever thought that the whole world would be at a standstill, and we could have never thought even in our dream that there would be a lockdown. Everything should be at standstill for such a quite long quite long duration. So when we think of this current scenario, the blended teaching where which combines both online education materials and opportunities for online interactions along with the traditional classroom methods. So that's why I'm saying that this is the need of the hour. And moreover, as Dr. Mishra rightly said, that in this COVID-19 pandemic, one of the very I'll say that one of the very heartening episode was that the students were badly affected. So Dr. Mishra was emphasizing various psychological domains, and of course, and everybody has realized this. So having realized all these things, the blended teaching is emerging as a very promising option, especially for the developing countries like ours. It not only cuts the cost, rather, several studies on the pedagogical tools, they suggest that the blended teaching is having an edge over our conventional way of teaching. I'm not denying the way of conventional teaching, or I'm not putting a question on the conventional way of teaching. But definitely, I personally feel that we should be receptive to the changes. And even if we not, the time will force us to be the receptive, as it has happened in case of the COVID-19. None of us had ever thought that everything would be online. I just think of personally, whenever I think, so I just think, had there not been this internet facility, had there not been this online mode, where would have been standing? At least, even in this challenging scenario, we are able to move the things. Our classes are going on, and moreover, when these blended teaching and flipped classroom concepts are applied in the research, I'm a biotechnologist, and I keep on doing research in the medical science. So I find it very, very useful. Let me give you one example. Since I have dearth of time, I had already told Dr. Mayank that another program is going to start in our university at 12:10. So I have hardly 3 to 4 minutes. I'll cut short. So, for example, suppose when we are teaching students the practical experiments, especially in biotechnology, I'm saying, or in any domain wherever we need chemicals, or the wet lab facilities are required. In that case, several times your experiments don't work. And then with the limited resources, you have to teach the students. In that scenario, this online teaching, this blended classroom facilities become very, very helpful, that you can provide the students the real lab feeling. They can see how the results turn up, how they come up, what are the procedures, protocols you need to follow. So this kind of online platforms, they are really very useful, and they have proved themselves, especially in the COVID-19 scenario, that they are very, very helpful. We need a perfect amalgamation of these facilities along with the conventional methods. And as I told you, that we all should be receptive to the changes, because I personally feel, I would like to quote here George Bernard Shaw, what he said, and this really appeals to me. You see things and you say, why? But I dream things that never were. And I say, why not? So we should be receptive to those changes, those challenges. Then only we would be able to cope up with this kind of thing. For example, let us consider one very relevant, very concurrent example of this vaccination. Dr. Mishra also highlighted some vaccination aspects. So in vaccination, if we would have been going through the conventional way of vaccination, it would have taken around 10 years. But since the challenge of the time is in such a way that we can't afford this much of the time. So what we are doing parallel trials because we don't have any other way out. So as per the demand of the time, we need to change our strategy, and this blended teaching and classroom learning is flipped classroom learning is the need of the hour. It's very, very relevant, very, very significant. So I again congratulate both the institute's team, GNIOT, Jim's team, as well as Ramanujan team, that you organize this refresher course on a very, very relevant and concurrent topic. And I hope that in future also you would organize this kind of events. And moreover, when we organize this kind of refresher courses, our interaction programs, our FDP programs, they have their another advantage that the academicians from different institutes, they get a common platform to interact, to collaborate, and research, education, research. This is all about collaborating, planning, management. So in this direction, it was really a very, very good effort on the part of both the institutes. I convey my best wishes to all the participants, the entire organizing team, and thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your kind words, and very rightly said that we have realized the importance of internet and the technology which we have taken for granted. And during this crisis, what we learned the most is to adapt to change quickly. And what the teachers had and the students have adapted is to have learned to adapt to this new technology, new pedagogy quickly. Thank you so much, sir, for sharing, for giving us your valuable time. We are highly indebted for your presence.
Thank you very much.
As we pleasure, sir. So, as we had discussed, as Ms. Nidhi had discussed, the feedback of the participants about the program, and as rightly quoted by Bill Gates, that we all need people to give us feedback, and this is how we grow. The vast majority of us want to be the best we can be in all areas of our life. And feedback simply gives us the insight to help us to improve and be better. We have some participants of the program to give their inputs on the program and share their feedback to help us improve further on this program, on this course. First, we have Dr. Manvendra Singh, Assistant Professor in School of Law, Sharda University, Greater Noida. So may I request Dr. Manvendra to give his feedback valuable feedback rather, on this program. You can unmute yourself, you can turn on your video, and you can share your feedback with us. Are you there, Dr. Manvendra? Okay, so let's move ahead with, in the meantime, Dr. Manvendra comes, let's move on to the next participant who has to share his valuable feedback. Mr. Mudit Tomar, I think he's here, right. Mr. Mudit Tomar is the Assistant Professor in Management in JIMS Engineering and Management Technical Campus, Greater Noida. So over to you, Mr. Mudit, to share your feedback about this program.
Thank you, ma'am, and good afternoon to everyone present here. And thank you so much for having me here to share my experience. And to put it into perspective, I'll be saying everything in just 3 points. First of all, what Dr. Arun rightly said, the content and intent was clubbed together in such an outstanding way It was such a very rich learning experience for me, and I'm pretty sure for others, like those who attended the entire session regularly. Second, the best part was this entire session put me into 3 different spots, and which were really, like enriching for me. First was how to create the content that we need to share with the students. Second, the presentation part, and third, you also emphasized on how to keep the students engaged here. So all these things club together make my learning and my teaching experience like better, much better. And before COVID also, we were somehow gradually like moving towards this transition from offline to online mode. And then COVID-19 left us with no choice but to move on to the next level immediately. So I think this kind of events will surely help educators like me and others, like most of the participants must be senior to me only. And third thing was that the way the entire event has been structured, it was really very good to see that the choice of topics, the feedback system, and each and everything was very much in its own place, and the entire delivery part was exceptional. So I would like to congratulate Ramanujam College and James for conducting this event. And apart from congratulating, I'll also compliment them for pulling off the event in such a great way. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tomar. And Dr. Manvendra Singh is here with us. So I request Dr. Manvendra, he's the Assistant Professor of Law in Sharda University, School of Law, Sharda University. You can please unmute yourself and you can give your feedback. So you need to unmute yourself.
Good afternoon, everyone present here. It's a great opportunity to give me a feedback of this particular 2-week program. That was a very wonderful event given by Ramanujam College of Law and in collaboration, Ramanujam College in collaboration with JNIT. And that is a very wonderful event. The 2-week event that I learn every day something from the this particular MOOC course. Every day I'm getting some assignments, some quiz, some other assessment sheets, and every day I busy myself with this particular course outcome. And the best part with this bit, that because presently we are in this COVID situation, that everyone is just busy with the online teaching and all. So on that time we have to improve with our online teaching and online skilling, because the old school talking about the only the you can learn or you can teach in the classrooms, but right now the perception has been changed. Even you are settling in USA, or maybe you are in Delhi, and you are learning the students, or you are getting the education to other students too. So that is a very good thing. And the different tools, the different technologies has been used here just to improve the skills of the teacher every day. That is the best part of this particular MOOC course. So I really happy with this, and I congratulate to JNIT, to Ramanuj, to everyone present here, to Dr. Arun sir, Dr. Pandey sir, and everyone. The number of hard work required to complete for that type of great exercise. So I'm also looking for some more events from your side. So I will be there, and I'll getting some new information, new knowledge from you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Manvendra. And it is very important to have feedback loop where you're constantly thinking about what you've done and how you could be doing better. So we've been congratulated for the work which has been done. And I thank you both of the participants for your feedback, and which we obviously will be valuing to the core. Moving ahead now. So now we've had the feedback, we've had the inputs from the chief guest, from the course coordinator, the patrons of the course. And now it's the time for vote of thanks proposal. So I will request Professor Mayank Pandey, Head PGPGIMS, and the course coordinator of this program, who with his never say die spirit has made this faculty refresher program possible. And he always emphasizes on the philosophy of Swami Vivekananda of inner growth, as Swamiji has said that you have to grow from the inside out. And no one can teach you, no one can make you spiritual. This is no other teacher but your own soul. And so does Professor Pandey guides us all to focus on our inner growth. So I request you, Professor Pandey, to please propose the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Dr. Salini, for your kind words. Actually, I don't know from where to start because it's mix of feeling. As an idea came into our mind 2 months back to organize such an course, which although converted in a refresher course, and today will be binding up. So it's ultimately a mix of feelings, feeling of relaxation as well, but a feeling of to be disconnected with many participants. So here I start. A respected chief guest of the day, Dr. Vishwas Tripathi ji, though he's not there now with us in this meeting because he was busy, means he has some other schedule, so he left the meeting. Dr. Arun Kumar Singh sir, Dr. T.K. Misra sir, ladies and gentlemen, I feel privileged to have been asked to propose a vote of thanks on this occasion. Today, I, on behalf of GNIOT Institute of Management Studies, Greater Noida, and Teaching Learning Center, Ramanujan College, University of Delhi, under the aegis of Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya National Mission on Teachers and Teaching, Ministry of Education, take this opportunity to thank you all, the dignitary guests, for gracing this valedictory function of 2-week interdisciplinary refresher course on blended learning and flipped classroom, started from 8th of March, and today will be binding up. I would like to extend a big thank to Dr. Vishwas Tripathi ji, Registrar Gautam Buddha University, Greater Noida, for accepting our invitation on a very short notice and gracing this occasion with his thought-provoking address with reference to perfect amalgamation between traditional and modern teaching pedagogies. Thank you. I would like to thank our very own director, Dr. Arun Kumar Singh sir, who has helped us in planning and organizing this event. He has constantly encouraged us to focus on identifying new opportunities and organizing innovative events like this. Thank you, sir. Thank you. It is my honor to thank Professor S.P. Agrawal, Principal, Ramanujan College, and Director TLC, though he is also not there in this meeting, but I would like to thank him for his guidance and support, which was valuable in terms of organizing this refresher course. Further, I would like to thank Dr. T.K. Misra sir, Vice Principal, Ramanujan College, for putting forward his concluding remark in line with blended learning and correlation with IQ and EQ. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Special and heartfelt thanks to all the resource person for making this event more insightful. As Dr. Salini said, the feedback forms speaks a lot about resource persons. Though they're again not there in this meeting, I would like to thank them for their support and making this refresher course so successful. Now I'd like to take this opportunity to place on record our hearty thanks to the organizing team from GIMS Greater Noida and from Ramanujan College, University of Delhi, for their unconditional coordination, support, and contribution to make it a grand success. Finally, I would like to thank to all the participants. This refresher course is a grand success just because of your participation. Because you have registered in the course, then only it is materialized. You have shown immense participation in all the sessions. You have done all the quizzes and assignments and also filled all the feedback forms, which Ms. Nidhi shown in her presentation. And also you all kept us motivated by asking so many queries. So thank you so much, participants, for being part of this refresher course. At the end, one more thing I would like to share, that as a course coordinator,